breaths a day. 20,000. On this day after World Mental Health Awareness Day, we're going to spend a few minutes focusing on breath and the impact that being intentional with our breathing can have on our mental and emotional health, which, by the way, we all could use. Joining us now, as she is every week this month, is Dr. Shamini Jain, author of the book Healing Ourselves. This is such a delight that you're making time for us every week. And I was just thinking about, you know, we are still in this, right? And we're still feeling the after effects of what it meant to be locked down all that time and separated. And the first thing that happens is your shoulders go up and your breathing gets constricted. I feel it.
Yeah, we all feel it. Well, first of all, happy National Coming Out Day and happy National or Indigenous Peoples Day.
Yes.
I think it's so beautiful that we're talking about the breath today because Indigenous communities all over the world and First Nations people knew of the power of the breath. This is so ancient and sacred. So they talked about something called the shared breath, which actually helped us understand that not only does breath connect my body and my mind, it connects us with each other. So they actually used breath really powerfully in healing ceremony to understand and connect with the earth, with spirit for healing. And it's so powerful, Michaela. And then we have other indigenous communities and practices, like, for example, in yoga. You know, maybe people have heard of something called pranayama, also called pranayama, right? Where the understanding of the breath was that it was deeply connected with what they called our life force, what we call the biofield now. So they had these breathing exercises, and now we have these other breathing exercises too that are kind of more modern, like diaphragmatic breathing. And we can look at breath, of course, on the spiritual and energetic levels, but also the physical level. And yes, we're learning so much about even how doing really simple things, like taking a longer exhale. Let's just practice that for a second.
Okay.
We're just going to exhale. You can exhale through your nose or your mouth. Just take a moment, inhale and exhale. Now, what's amazing is that when we do this intentionally, we're actually hacking what we call our vagus nerve. It's the biggest cranial nerve in our body, and it harmonizes our autonomic nervous system and uplevels our mood. So science is showing us how we can do this.
It's, you know, to me, it's so fascinating, the dichotomy of it all, right? Because our body naturally does this, right? We breathe without even thinking about it. Yet, when we do think about it, it can be such a powerful tool. It's such a beautiful blend.
It is, because it's just bringing it to our awareness. I mean, that's what's so beautiful, right? The body has its own wisdom, and so we know just intuitively when we breathe that sigh of relief, right? Because we're releasing, we're letting go. And what's so cool is we can even up-level what we do with our breath. I have a practice in my book that I call breathing into discomfort. And if we have a second, we can actually do this because it's so easy. And it really helps with our mental health and also our physical health. So let's just take a moment, all of us, and just
let's do this at home too. Come on, guys in the studio, let's try it.
It's super easy. Okay. Take a moment and just breathe for a minute. And notice if there's a place in your body that feels tight or constrained or too much heat or whatever. Just doesn't feel so great, right? Just take a moment and see if there's a place like that in the body. If there is, now just bring your awareness to it. You can even put your hands there if you want, like whatever helps, right? Just focus in, take an inhale, and then just exhale and breathe out, breathing into that area, almost like it's water, and you're literally washing away that stagnation or that pain or that heat. So taking a moment and breathing, and with a nice slow exhale, just breathing into the area, letting it wash down the legs into the feet. This is really an ancient practice, and when we do this over time, we really see the benefits in our mental health and our physical health.
Dr. Jain, the idea that we can, you know, so many people run to different things, and no, this is no judgment, whether it's, you know, a yoga class, exercise, counseling, therapy, medicine to feel better. There's something really powerful about the fact that this is, you mentioned it before, the body can do what it needs to sort of downregulate, to get us back into the moment with a breath. Your suggestion is that in these moments, whether it's somebody honking at you in traffic, or your child is working your very last nerve, or you had a bad day at the office, you're suggesting just taking a moment for ourselves to do this kind of exercise.
Absolutely. It's instantaneous. You know, those who practice yoga or meditation say, what's your practice like off the mat? And that's what all of those practices, they're wonderful. They help get us to this place of mind body awareness. That's why they're mind body spirit exercises. So, yeah, we don't even have to be a yogi, right? We don't have to be an expert. We literally tune in to the wisdom of the body, give ourselves some space to breathe and exhale and notice what the breath is doing moment to moment, especially when we're in difficult
And
situations.
look, we're in one giant difficult situation coming off a pandemic. We know the economy. We know getting our kids back to school. Wearing a mask can cause such triggering stress for a lot of people. We get it. And that's why we're doing this with Dr. Jan, having her come on so that we can be, because this is to me is one of the most important things. We can be advocates in our own mental health in this fashion.
Absolutely. There's so many things that we can do, and the science is showing us that. And they're really simple practices, but they make such a huge difference
They
for
really
us.
do. Dr. Jan, you're a blessing. You're a love. We just breathed on TV together. That was really something, and I'm so glad that we did it. And thanks for those of you at home that did it along with us, because I just think that it's an important thing to address right now. We're going to point you to her book. You can find Dr. Jan's book, Healing Ourselves, Biofield Science and the Future of Health, in all the usual places that you find your book. Also, go to the web address on the screen right here, book.com to check out more information. We also want to tell you about Dr. Jan's nonprofit Consciousness and Healing Initiative. They have regular healing seminars and workshops. You can get all of that at chi.is. That's chi.is. Dr. Jan, we'll see you next week.
See you then. Take
Thank you
care.
so
Have
much.
a great week.
You got it. Still to come, if you're still working from home and you're thinking,